Imagine you live in Germany. Your parents or grandparents or other ancestors were Jewish or black or gay, and because of it were victims of the Nazis. Yet as you walk down the street in your town, you see a statue of Adolf Hitler. The street you're on is named Himmler Boulevard. Your kids go to Heydrich High. The flag of your state includes a swastika. Of course, that would never happen in Germany, but it happens every day in the United States. The Germans look back at the Holocaust through a lens of national shame. They even have a word for it. I'll let Google pronounce it.
Vergangenheitsbewältigung.
They have museums that candidly explain how it happened, and they have memorials honoring its victims. They do not honor the perpetrators of the Holocaust. That would be unthinkable. Here in the US, it is not only not unthinkable, it is commonplace. Black people in America are forced to look at monuments to Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson. They are forced to drive down Jefferson Davis Drive and General Stuart Drive. Their kids may go to Jackson Elementary School or Robert E. Lee Elementary. If they serve in the military, they may be assigned to Fort Lee or Camp Beauregard. All of those examples are real. Please see the Wikipedia page below referring to Confederate monuments and memorials. There are literally hundreds all over the country. People who live in Mississippi get to see a Confederate battle flag embedded in their state flag. In 2020, most of the monuments and memorials to the Confederacy were erected in the late 1800s and early 1900s explicitly to intimidate African Americans. Lincoln may have freed you, these monuments sneer, but we're never going to consider you our equals. In fact, we honor those who fought to keep you enslaved. How can those monuments still be here? We need to feel the same national shame that the Germans feel about the Holocaust, about slavery and the Civil War. We need to look at our past through the same lens of guilt, and we need to look at the present, understand that much of what's wrong with it is a product of a horrible past, and do everything in our power to make things better. We ask ourselves, what is in our power? Well, if you're the marketing guy at Quaker Oats, you can get rid of Aunt Jemima. Thank you. If you're the owner of the Washington Redskins, you can find a nickname for your team that is not shockingly offensive. If you write technical documentation or are in charge of documentation archives, you can substitute terms like primary drive and secondary drive instead of master drive and slave drive, and terms like blocked lists and allowed lists instead of black lists and white lists. If you're the mayor of a city with Confederate monuments in it, you can demolish them. Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, and their ilk belong in historical museums. Those victimized by the regime they fought for belong in monuments. If you are a school superintendent, you can change the names of offensively named schools in your district. If you're a general, you can rename military bases named for Confederate leaders. If you're a blogger, write about this or make a video. Confederate monuments, racist brands, and insulting school and sports team names are not what this country is all about. Acknowledging their venom and getting rid of them is. Horrible things have been done. There's much to undo, and this is the right time to undo it all. Thank you for listening.